All right, we're going to go ahead. It's now 6:35. So to get this party started, we're going to go ahead and kick this meeting off. I think we've already started recording. Have we let all the guests in that were waiting in the waiting room?
Yes, we have.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hear you.
Oh, well, I'm just saying in response. Have we let all the guests in that were in the waiting room?
Yes, we have.
I guess that's a yes. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. Okay, I want to welcome everybody to the Panola Road Phases 1 and 2 Water Main Replacement Project. Next slide, please. Uh, Again, welcome to the Panola Road Phases 1 and 2 Water Main Replacement Project. And I am Mr. Kerry Williams, Deputy Director for ECMS, DWM, ECMS. And I'd like to also give a greetings to Commissioners Davis Johnson and Ladina Bolton, Districts 5 and Super District 7, whose district this project resides in. I'm not sure if we have them on or members from the camp that would like to say a word. If we do, I can pause. They let you say a word or two. I don't think we do, so we will keep on moving. Next slide, please. To do the presentation tonight, we have a series of speakers that's going to tell you a little more about the project, a little of what we do on a daily basis, and what to expect during the project. You see the agenda right here, and this will be the list of speakers, and they will follow pretty much in this order. Next slide, please. So what does DWM do on a daily basis? Daily basis, we do two things. We send drinking water to your house and we treat wastewater that comes from your house. In a nutshell, that's quick, down dirty. We do this via two wastewater plants, both located in South DeKalb, Snapfinger plant and the Pole Bridge plant, where we treat wastewater that comes into the system from your houses, homes, businesses, down at these two plants for the lower half of the county, about midway down. Northern part of the county is treated by RM Clayton, which is in the city of Atlanta, and northwest corner, a small portion is treated by some of Fulton County plant. Drinking water comes from one plant, the Scott Candler Water Treatment Plant, located in Fulton County, near the Gwinnett, DeKalb, Fulton border. So that's our one source of drinking water, which we pull from the Chattahoochee River. The deliver water and treat water, we use over 5,000 miles of pipe, which we treat daily. We actually treat these pipes. We clean. These are things that you can't see, but they're underground. And the reason we do these projects like this, because they are old, they're aged, they're put in the 1930s or whatever. So they're quite old. So you can't see them, but we can have technology to see that they need to be updated. And so we are taking advantage of some of the GDOT work in the area to actually replace part of these pipes in the system. Next slide, please. So why are we replacing them? I just told you. This reduces breaks, improves customer service, gives you better water pressure in there. And again, the pipes are aged. They've been there since the water system was established, and it's now time for them to be replaced. You already changed the slide on me, so. All right, so to bring you this, we use a combination of contractors and consultants. We have AECOM, we have Ruby Collins, which is a contractor. These are the people that actually design, assist us in designing this and providing construction for this project. Next slide, please. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move out of here, and I'm going to introduce Ms. Cassandra Marshall, who's the Assistant Director for Water Management CIP. So without further ado, I bring you Ms. Cassandra Marshall. Ms. Marshall, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kerry. Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Cassandra Marshall. I am the Assistant Director of the Watershed Management CIP. My duties include overseeing the Watershed Management $4.27 billion capital improvement program and the construction management staff. Next slide. So the problem, it is primarily due to the infrastructure just simply being aged. It was installed in the 1950s and the 1960s. In this area, the county has been faced with over 85 water main breaks from 1989 to 2024. The pipe material in this area is primarily old tuberculated cast iron pipe and cement pipe. The lifespan for this pipe is 70 plus years, and as the number of pipe failure increases with time, it's a good indicator that the pipe needs to be replaced. Next slide. So in 2024, the Board of Commissioners approved a new CIP for $4.27 billion for projects to be completed from 25 to 2034. So what is a capital improvement project? It's a project that helps maintain or improve an asset. It can either be new construction or replacement of an existing structure. The Panola Water Main Replacement Project is an $18.3 million project included in that plan. And my team, the CIP team, is responsible for executing the work and getting the work done. We oversee the contractor and provide construction management services. So next up, somewhere in the presentation, you always also hear from the DWM Construction Project Manager, Mr. Bobby Kilpatrick. Mr. Kilpatrick has over 20 years of construction experience. And along with in-house staff, we are also supported by consultant firms who help with inspection services. Next slide. So now I'll give you a little bit of background on the project scope. The project will primarily be done in two phases. Phase one project overview. The roads affected on this project, there will be roughly over 1,000 residents impacted by this project. The primary roads impacted will be Panola Road, Big Miller Grove Way, West Farrington Parkway, Cavalier Crossing, Thompson Mill Road, Winslow Crossing North, Blackfoot Drive, Rock Springs Road, Salem Springs Place, Oak Tree Way, and Cedar Rock Drive. All of these streets are primarily impacted in phase one. Next slide. And the scope for phase one includes the installation of nearly 1,900 linear feet of new 8-inch ductile iron pipe and 9,500 linear feet of 12-inch ductile iron pipe. This includes service line, hydrants, valves, pavement restoration, water meters to grade. The trench will be milled and resurfaced once the new water main installation is complete. The existing 6-inch water main will be abandoned in place and filled with non-shrink grout. No more than 1,000 linear feet of trench will be open at one time and must be covered and backfilled daily. Next slide. Phase two project overview. The affected streets on this will be Panola Road again, Brown Mills Road, Panola Valley Drive, Sandy Lake Way, Miners Creek Circle, Miners Creek Road, and Snapfinger Road. Next slide. The project scope for phase two includes the installation of nearly 1,100 linear feet of 8-inch DIP and 10,300 linear feet of 12-inch ductile iron pipe. Again, this also includes the service line to the meters, hydrants, valves, pavement restoration, water meter boxes to grade. Again, the trench will be milled and resurfaced once the new water main installation is complete, and the existing pipe will be abandoned and placed and filled with grout. Next slide. Next, you will hear from the construction project manager, Mr. Bobby Kilpatrick, about the construction overview.
Good evening, everyone. As Ms. Marshall just stated, I am Bobby Kilpatrick, the construction manager on this project. Next slide, please. This is where we get our boots on the ground. This will be the construction overview. The responsibilities for construction activities will ensure that erosion and sedimentation controls are in place, ensuring proper installation of pipe. We will handle customer complaints, coordination with municipalities, traffic control, make sure traffic control is maintained, and ensuring safety measures are followed daily. Next slide, please. The method of construction that we will use, we're going to use an open cut method, which consists of cutting the asphalt, digging the trench, and installing the new water line. Also backfilling the trench and replacing the asphalt. Next slide, please. Project duration will be a year. As you know, the community notices went out on October 3rd. Tonight, October 9th is our community meeting. Mobilization will take place on Monday the 13th. The construction will actually start on October 20th, and final restoration and paving will start somewhere around August 2026. And the construction it would end somewhere around in October 2026 as well. Next slide, please. Now, we sent out notices for phase 1 and phase 2 on October 3rd. Once again, this presentation tonight takes care of both phases. Mobilization, it'll be a second crew starting in January 2026. And the construction will start in February 2026 with final restoration and paving. Will be starting in 2026 of October. Construction will end somewhere around December 2026. That's the second phase. Next slide, please. As you look to your left, you will see the open trench cut topped off with GAB. And if you look to the right, you'll see similar to what we'll be finishing off with once we complete with the paving. Next slide, please. At this time, I will turn it back over to Ms. Cassandra Marshall.
Thank you, Bobby. Next slide, please. I will give you a little bit of background on what the community should be aware of. Of course, everyone hates construction, but we want the infrastructure to be replaced. It's for the better interest for everybody, the community, and watershed management. However, unfortunately, what comes with the construction is the inconveniences in which the county want to try to minimize. You're going to see a lot of construction traffic, both foot and vehicles, from construction deliveries, construction parking, and heavy equipment along the roadways. Safety and security, there's going to be increased noise from the backup alarms on the machinery. The asphalt saw cutting is going to generate a lot of noise. As a security and a safety measure, we will delineate construction zones to where you can clearly see where the contractor is working, and he will guide you throughout the construction zone. County contractors and employees will have a county-issued badge. Our typical work hours will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Coordination on specific street affected during this construction will happen from the contractor and the outreach team. Also, residents will always have access to their driveways during construction. However, this is a linear process, so at some point in time, your driveway may be directly impacted or blocked. If that was to occur, we generally kind of knock on people's doors before we block the driveways and request that you may park on the street to allow for you access in and out. And if we just so happen to block it when you are at home, we ask that you come out, ask a construction team member to move the equipment to allow for you to leave for the day. Next slide. Also, on the bottom left-hand side is construction yard signage or a large project sign sometimes that we put up in the area that will be clearly and carefully placed to alert community of streets affected by the construction. Also, we plan to put up message board to give people warnings or notices prior to any lane closures or any disruption in the area. And on the bottom right-hand side is a generic company logo sign with the county contractor logo. We generally require this for companies that have unmarked vehicle. Otherwise, vehicles must be marked with a company logo. Next slide. Next slide. It went too far. One more slide back. It's not there. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, then that's it right there. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, another thing with the community awareness, as I previously stated, the contractor will provide traffic control by means of flaggers, cops, if necessary, to get the residents through the construction zone. Initially, only one crew will start working from Salem Road on phase 1, heading towards I-20. And then later around January, a second crew will start on phase 2. Laydown yard for the contractor is still being identified. We will provide that information at a later date. Also, one thing you need to be aware of is planned outages. Typically, we only have an outage when we're transferring the new service line over to the meter. This is something that usually take roughly 30 minutes to do. Generally, when this is to occur, we will provide notices 48 hours in advance of the disruption. Next slide. All right, you would now hear from Miss Angelita Streeter about public communications updates.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angelita Streeter, and I am the Public Outreach Specialist assigned to this project. Tonight, I'll share with you the methods DWM will use to communicate with you about this project. But before I do that, I want to briefly recap what has occurred so far within the community. Our outreach team has engaged with residents in high-impact areas. Our construction and engineering team has also worked with residents to obtain right-of-entry access to their properties as well. Leading up to tonight's meeting, you may have received a notification letter describing the details of the project and informing you of tonight's meeting. Going forward, 48 to 72 hours before the beginning of construction, each homeowner will receive a door hanger like the one shown here, which will tell you the hours of work and what to expect during construction. We will also use email to communicate with you. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to provide your email address in the chat so that we can capture that information for future use. These are touch points we will use to communicate. First, we have the project hotline, which includes a 1-800 number and email address. We also have a dedicated web page for the project, which will have tonight's presentation posted there, as well as other project information. We will use our Twitter and Facebook social media platforms to share updates on the project. We will also use news releases and the county's weekly newsletter entitled The Relay to share information as needed. Other ways we will connect with you include DCTV, which is DeKalb County Television, the Nextdoor platform, project signs, which will be posted in the upcoming weeks, our contractors, and frequently asked questions, which will be posted on the website. The following QR codes will lead you to several ways to get information on this project. They include Nextdoor, Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, YouTube, and the CIP projects page. Listed here, you will find key contact information for the project. Most important is our dedicated project hotline and email address. Also listed here are the contact names of the engineering and construction team for the project. Finally, we have listed our 24-hour dispatch numbers if an emergency arises outside of normal business hours. And with that, this concludes our presentation. We thank you for your time this evening, and we will now move on into the question and answer portion period of the presentation.
Do you have any questions from any of our audience tonight?
Hi, good night. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Vicky, and I am a representative for the iHelp on Panola. I just have some small questions, please. I know that you guys listed off the phases 1 and 2 that kind of list off what areas you guys going to be working on. We do have a few entrants to the Panola iHelp location, but I just wanted to confirm that if that area, for example, if you're paving the main street, are they going to have detours set up in place for the customers that are wanting to get into the restaurant?
So I don't think
Um,
that we will have a detour. At some point, let's just say they're in front of the restaurant, they would have to leave that side street. IHOP, is it by Bank of America? I'm trying to figure out where is IHOP on Panola.
on the light, it's between. I was looking at the phase. It's you know where the Walmart is. Walmart is behind us.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
right next to
Walmart.
Bank of America.
It's
Yeah,
right
Yeah,
there
that's
by
what
Bank
I'm
of
Right
thinking.
now.
America.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes.
So like,
Yes.
So we would keep some type of entry that you can get either on that side street heading to Lowe's or the entry to the restaurant itself.
okay. And for example, I know you said that they were emergency shutoffs. That you said like may last about 30 minutes. And you said that I think one of you guys said that we will be notified ahead of time of any shutoffs that would happen, like as far as the water for the customer.
So that is a planned outage. I'm glad you said it that way. A planned outage, we give you up to 48-hour notices.
Notice.
However, that the piping is old. It could very well break
Yeah.
while we're out there doing nothing. So there's no way
Right.
for us to notify you. In the case of an emergency, we just fix it and move on.
And move on. Okay, so for example, I know, I mean, I'm sure it's simple math. They dig the hole, take the pipes out. They will then replace it at that time, and the water would have to be off during that time, right? For them to
No,
put in the
so
new system.
no, it's not replaced in the same trench. So the old system remains in place until we're ready to connect the new system to the meter.
And that is the time that's going to be like the major shut-off time.
Correct, that planned outage. Now
And
again, while the old system is still in place, while we're disrupting and hitting
right,
the
and
ground,
digging up, right,
it could very well break at any time.
So that could
right.
affect our water pressure and everything, correct?
If we're working on the line, yes, but generally
Yes.
it doesn't affect anything, so.
Okay.
Okay. Vicky, that was a good question. This is Stephanie. I'm on Panola as well. I'm a customer. My
Hi,
my
Stephanie.
thing is, like you said, they'll be out there working, but it won't affect, our household water unless, like you said, something actually breaks and then you have to replace it,
Turn
correct?
it off and fix it, correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's perfect. And then we will have the entrance still available for our customers. So
Yeah,
then
we
you guys
won't
won't just
totally
block off
block
the
it.
whole,
Correct,
right.
correct.
Okay. All right. So I think that's and then you gave us a timeline on the project, and they did say they'll have a little notice up and stuff in the boards up. But I've seen it in different areas for the customers to be aware that, this project is going into effect. So that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. I did read the poster, the tab on the dust controls and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much everything that I was concerned about.
Yes. Okay.
Any
this,
other
I'm
questions?
sorry, I may have missed this, but what are the hours? Did anybody say the hours?
Yeah, from
So,
7 to 7. Thanks.
yes.
The
7
7.
to 7, yeah.
I have a question also, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I was wondering while they work, and thank you guys for taking the time and explain to us everything. And so far,
Yeah.
it sounds very promising, guys. Thank you for your hard work. I was wondering, ma'am, Miss Marshall, like for the lane, there is like 2 lane going south, two lane going. I'm
Each
sorry, south and
direction.
north.
Mhm.
South and north. So at that time, how many lane? Let's say you have 4 lanes between
One.
going and come back. So how many lane is gonna be closed?
Typically one. We
Oh,
only
perfect.
need one. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I
Yeah.
was wondering, ma'am, while this project, you're talking about only the water. If we like to get more information, because I talked to one, I forget the name, sorry about that, like almost a year and a half ago, and they said they have to move some telephone connection. They have to move some different project. I don't know. Are you guys aware about that, or should we talk to somebody else?
I'm not aware of that. So what typically happens is when we get out to do these small water main projects, we generally just call the 811. They would come out and mark the existing utilities. And once we've seen that on the ground, then we kind of figure out where we're going to put the pipe. So it could very well start on one lane today and skip over to the next lane the next month. Because in that case, we're trying to avoid all of those utilities. But the plan typically is to stay in one lane the whole way.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. And by the way, you guys are doing great job. Really, I really mean it.
Yeah.
You guys,
So
you very
you're
much
welcome. Thank you.
cover everything, ma'am. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. You're doing good job. Yeah. You know.
Are there any other questions?
Yes, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Letha Spivey, and I have a daycare center on Panola. I have two circular driveway. Are they gonna block both driveways at one time or just one?
One at a time.
I sure do appreciate y'all because y'all working hard and y'all doing a good job. So thank you so much for that.
One more question. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. Will be any more meeting maybe after 3 months to do any kind of update?
So when we have these long terms like projects, we will probably have something come next year. Maybe when we start phase 2, we can do a refresh and give a status on where we are with phase 1, and then just a reboot of phase 2.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. That's great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. I think that's
Just a reminder to put your emails in the chat if you'd like to receive updates related to the project.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
are there any more questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much for me. I'm gonna put my email. Thank you. I'm glad you remind me about that. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you for attending. And with that, this concludes our presentation.
Thank you, guys. God bless you all, and you have a wonderful night, you all. Thank you for your time, y'all.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Night,
Thank you,
everyone.
same to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. God
Yeah.
bless you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Just for your benefit, guys, I believe that Waffle House is above the project limits. It's above north of 20. So I don't think would affect them at all.
You talking about the, are we still recording? You speaking of the
But
IHOP?